The time I effed up was when I tried to think of the best way out of my predicament at a fancy meal, and throwing a steak out a window seemed like my only option.
Wait, really? Throwing it out a window?
Oh no.
Little did I know how bad that choice would turn out.
Welcome to Sketch My Story. I'm Mary. Today's guest is Ethan Klein, and we're going to react to this Reddit story that's hugely popular, and let's just get into it.
Let's get into it.
The other day, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions.
I have a feeling she has good reason to be worried.
Yes.
My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to really be hitting it off.
Nice.
She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased.
Yeah, he's got nothing to worry about. He's doing fine. He's telling the jokes.
Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice big juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked this steak was.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare.
Oh, no.
Gross.
I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried.
Oh, my God.
Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak.
I mean, he could have asked politely to put the steak back in the oven.
Claim veganism?
Yep.
No. I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment,
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Yeah, nothing's good is going to happen now that she's out of the room.
a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head.
Here we go.
I knew I had to be decisive, realizing that she could return at any moment.
Oh no.
I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. Here's the big time F up. The window wasn't open.
Oh,
Man.
no.
It was the cleanest freaking window you've ever seen in your life. That is, until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake.
Splat.
My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet.
Oh my God, she's going to murder him. She's going to murder him.
This look then slowly morphed into more of a there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me expression of demonic anger.
Whoa. God mode.
My wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look.
Embarrassing.
I just didn't know what to say.
He just went full Gordon Ramsay style. Like, he could have just screamed, "It's raw, you donkey, you're going to kill somebody," and thrown it against the window.
Yep.
It felt like a minute of silence, but was probably 3 or 4 seconds.
I bet her job is over.
Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I am such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it, and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz, right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I am so sorry, etc., etc.
It's not making it any better.
Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak.
Well, I suggest he takes the meat and basically kills the germs by cooking it in a pan, and he can cook it to medium. Two birds with one stone.
I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words after the incident were, "I'm fine."
You know, if there's ever a better example of when "I'm fine" does not mean I'm fine, it's this story. This guy's sleeping in the doghouse tonight, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
The next day, I received the first post-"I'm fine" communication from my wife via text, who was at work. "Good news. My boss and I just had a good laugh over how much of a idiot you are. I hope you know you will never live this down. Love you, you moron."
It sounds like the boss has a sense of humor, luckily.
Yep.
This guy's writing skills are just, oh my gosh, so funny. I don't think most people can write this way. This has to go down on Reddit as a classic best story of all time, honestly. Like, how dare he abandon his Reddit account? If this Defend Straight Me Now, that's his username, is out there, please ping me on Reddit at Sketch My Story, because I need to talk to you. This is an amazing story.
We love this story.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm able to immortalize it as an animation and have you on here, Ethan, to react to it. That was really fun. And if all of you want to see more Ethan and behind the scenes of being a content creator, check out his Ethan Klein official channel by tapping here.
Woo woo.